People, welcome back to the most listened to radio program around, Sir Darryl Radio Experience. Tomorrow, this is just a slight teaser. I'm going to be doing an article about a gentleman who robbed a Wendy's store, and he was a little pissed off with the amount of money that he got, so he called back twice to complain. I think that there's a few different directions that we can go with that. I think that that's going to involve some spontaneous research. However, welcoming back to the Sir Darryl Radio Experience is a gentleman who was here. Well, you just heard him, Starchild. That was his music that was just playing. And the last time you was here, was it? I was debating this on air. Was it a couple of weeks ago or a couple of months?
It was about maybe. Well, actually, it was what, June?
Was it? I don't know. For some reason, it just doesn't seem like it was that long ago.
It was in June. I think it was June. Yeah.
Well, welcome back, sir.
I'm glad to be back.
Last time you were here, had you done the video yet, or was it? I know that it wasn't edited, but was it recorded at that time?
Yeah. Well, we did the video in May. We recorded the video in May, out at that old church in Gary. I think it's on 7th. I don't even know what the church is called, but that's when we did the actual recording of the video.
And okay, so was that before you came here?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. We didn't get a chance to get into that at all as far as the video. I think I've only been on 1 or 2 actual video sets, and I do know that it's nothing like what people think. No. As far as you look at a video, and the song is what, 3.5, 4 minutes long usually, and when people see the finished product, it looks like 3 or 4 minutes of a video. Your mind tells you a couple of hours worth of work.
Well, with this video, it was. First of all, I hadn't had a visual at all. I mean, I have those videos of me dancing and doing the moonwalk and doing it forwards and backwards and stuff, and doing freestyles or talking or playing acoustic on my YouTube page. But I was at a point where I needed a video so people could really grasp what it was I was doing. So I was just sitting there at the house one day, and then just out of a whim, I started going on Facebook and asking people if they wanted to be involved in me doing a video. And it was
so you didn't do it the traditional way, like picking up the yellow pages and trying to find somebody?
No.
Okay.
No. One of my buddies, his name is Ryan Smith. He does video, web design, flash sites, all this other stuff. So I got a hold of him, and I was like, "You want to do a music video?" And he was like, "Yeah." And he'd never done one before. I'd never done one before. None of us had ever done one. Right. So I called up my boy Bruce. His name's Bruce Cooper, and I wanted him and Ryan to help with the direction of the video and the song. So we went out to the church, talked about some stuff. Then it was just a random day, and then we just got all these people together. They came in. I called, I don't know, Don Rich. I called Soup. I called everybody I knew that did music, some of my closest friends, like Bill Downs, different people like that. And we just went out to the church, started recording. Even Jack Laskey, the guy that's running for mayor out there in Gary, he even came out. So
how does it work, when it comes to just something as simple as coming up with the design, something as simple as coming up with a concept? Is that difficult to do?
I would think so, because we didn't even write a storyboard for this. There was no storyboard. There was nothing. It was just like, this is what the song's about. Let's just record some stuff. Right. So I figured it was just going to be a video with just a bunch of shots with me in the shots and whatever. But when you have a bunch of people that have creative minds, once we got to the place and we had the lights and we had the cameras and stuff, it was way more professional than anybody had ever expected.
So the people who were working with you on the video, did they know one another?
Yeah.
So did they have a working relationship with one another, or just a general knowledge of one another?
Yeah.
They had a working relationship with one another. So that must have worked then in your favor.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we all been friends for almost 10, 11 years.
Yeah.
And everybody kind of does their own thing, and it's kind of one of those situations where you got everybody that does something completely different from the other person, but when you connect them all together, then something like this comes out.
Magic takes place.
Yeah, I mean, we only spent $120 on the thing,
on the whole video, which is insane. I've never heard of anything like that actually before, to be honest.
Yeah.
So when you got there, and what time did it start?
We tried to start it at 2 in the afternoon, but it didn't really kick off until about 4.
Okay. And what time did it end?
It ended about 9 o'clock.
Okay. Well, that's not too bad. I mean, that's not, in the whole scheme of things and some of the stuff that I've heard, it's not too bad. So since you didn't have a storyboard and you didn't go through, you didn't have something already in mind, as you're going through it, do you just one of the video sets that I was on, I don't fully understand exactly what was going on, but they will just go to a completely different location and then do the song all over again. And then sometimes they'll do it 2 or 3 times from the location that they're in so that they could get various angles or different energy levels. Yeah. Is that kind of what you experienced?
That is what we did. When we first got there, we had everybody who showed up, and then we did the shots where it was like me standing, and you had like my buddy that's in David Costa's band, his name is Kyle Norris. You know, you had those guys coming out of the windows, and you know, I was just in front of everybody singing, and Soup and everybody was running up, throwing up their hands and everything like that. And then we went from that to a shot with us on stage with my girl Beta Starchild, and a couple other people, like my drummer in my band, his name's Jonas, GJ. Just a bunch of people were just there, and we did a bunch of shots like that, which lasted about 2 or 3 hours. And then after everybody kind of left, because people had to go to work, whatever they had to do, then that's when Bruce and Ryan were like, okay, we need shots of just you. So we need just performance shots. We just need you to stand in this little corridor and just perform the song, and we're going to get those.
But do you get tired? Like, I mean, doing that exact same thing over and over again, does your energy level go down?
It varied, but, you know, we had some tools to... We were kind of drinking some beer and stuff, right. So it was just like whatever. It was just wild. Like it was tiring when it was over, but at the time it was just like I don't even know what we're doing. I don't know what this is gonna come out to be. So let's just keep going. So you know, you had like all my boys, and they were all like, you know, flex and do this and put your arms over here and blah blah blah. So if you ever see the outtakes, that's all you hear is a bunch of yelling.
Are you gonna put up an outtake thing on the? Yeah, you know, they do that on YouTube. They put the outtakes.
We got to find one where everybody's screaming, because I know that most of the outtakes is just Bruce Cooper just yelling to the top of his lungs like he is completely out of his mind. Yeah. So it's like, move, shake your hair, go over here, do this, put your arms up, flex, reach to the sky, put your hands down, put your head down, turn, spin. So
was there a lot of clothing changes?
No. Well, besides me in this one scene ripping my wife beater off like Hulk Hogan, no.
So it was the same. It was the same outfit throughout the entire thing.
Mm-hmm.
That is just so cool to me. Like looking from a creative standpoint. I mean, I sit here every day and I'm constantly thinking of creative ways to tackle a topic, creative ways to do things. It's always interesting to me when you go to a different area that I don't know anything about when it comes to like music or videos, and then to look at the creativity that's got to go into all of that.
Yeah.
Do you like, as this is your first video and there's going to be more, how do you envision other videos happening? Do you envision yourself being involved, or do you kind of want to let somebody else handle that?
I both, because, you know, especially with or if I decide to take a deal or whatever that is, you can't really, you know, push and pull unless the deal is I have creative control. But I have my friends know what it is I'm looking for as an artist, so I would just like to work with them for the rest of my life, to be honest with you. You know, especially like Ryan, because he just understands. I mean, he had a bunch of footage, but the editing that he did with the footage is ridiculous. That's what makes the video. I mean, obviously, you know, me being in there and, you know, I'm the star of the show or whatever, but he understood, even without really knowing what the song was about, how to portray the song properly. You know, now the song has a visual. Now, you know, I mean, most people are going to watch the video and probably going to be like, well, he's just singing a song at a camera, but it's way deeper than that.